Ladies and gentlemen, less than 24 hours after the Supreme Court appointed 2 interlocutors to end the impasse at Shaheen Bagh, Today Times Now was the first channel to tell you how innocent protesters were being misused, misinformed and literally tutored to give prompted and practiced answer to all possible questions that were likely to be posed to them by the interlocutors Sanjay, Hegde and Sadhana Ramachandran. Before I begin the debate tonight, I want to elaborate on the 5 questions that were fed to these protesters by Teesta Setalvad. Teesta, who prompted the lobby, and this lobby then parroted the lines. And Teesta Setalvad, ladies and gentlemen, needs no introduction. She is an anti-Modi lobby head since 2002 Godhra riots.
क्या शाहीन बाग के आंदोलन की जगह बदलने से आंदोलन कमजोर होगा क्या? ये हमारा सवाल है, जवाब किसी को नहीं देना है, वो जवाब से पूछा जाएगा तो आपको एक एक को जवाब देना है, हम सब नोट करेंगे, ठीक है? तो ये पहला सवाल है, क्या शाहीन बाग के आंदोलन की जगह बदलने से आंदोलन कमजोर होगा क्या? ठीक है, ये पहला सवाल है। दूसरा है, अगर जगह बदलने की बात होती है तो हम महिलाओं की हिफाजत की जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? दूसरे सवाल है कि अगर जगह बदलने की बात होती है तो हम महिलाओं की हिफाजत की जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? ये दूसरा सवाल है। तीसरा सवाल है कि आंदोलन की वजह से कुछ पब्लिक को परेशानी हो रही है, इसके बारे में हमें क्या कहना है? क्योंकि जैसे हम बैठे तो कुछ तो हमें अपनी मतलब ट्रैफिक की परेशानी जो भी है वो अपनी अपनी राय रखो, ठीक है? और चौथा सवाल है, आधा रास्ता खोलने से मसला हल होगा क्या? राय आप ही की लेंगे, वो आप ही को देना है, ठीक है? हाँ। क्या पांचवा सवाल है, क्या शाहीन बाग के आंदोलन का रंग और रूप बदलने से आंदोलन खत्म या कमजोर होगा क्या? ये हमारे 5 सवाल हैं जो कि हम जो है अपने हमारे जो साथी हैं वो 25-25 औरतों को लेके हम लोग बैठेंगे और सवाल ठीक है ना? सवाल हाँ, ये बताइए कि सवाल ठीक है क्या? ठीक है, आप लोग हाथ, ठीक है, जवाब आप ही के होंगे। ये सिर्फ सवाल है, जवाब आप ही के होंगे। सवाल सबको सुनाई दिए हैं क्या? रंग रूप का मतलब होता है तो जगह बदलना हो गया। रंग रूप का मतलब होता है कि आप लोग यहाँ पे 24 घंटा यहाँ बैठे हैं। हो सकता है आप हफ्ते में 1 बार आए, वो हो सकता है हफ्ते में 2 बार आए, सिर्फ शाम में आके बैठे 4 घंटा हो सकता है, मतलब अलग अलग 10 तरीके हो सकते हैं। सवाल रखना फर्ज है हमारा, है ना? यहाँ पर वॉलंटियर्स आप ग्रुप बना लीजिए, आप जो वॉलंटियर्स यहाँ के हम उस तरह का समझा।
You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Teesta Setalvad first tutors the questions and then says, ये सवाल पूछना आपका फर्ज है. Teesta's tutored lobby prompted dadis to ask whether a change of protest venue would weaken the stir. The lobby is suggesting to dadis to ask interlocutors as to who would take the onus of women's safety if the protest site is shifted. Given the fact that the Supreme Court did take up the issue of Aam Aadmi being inconvenienced, the lobby wanted protesters to rehearse the answer to why they were blocking roads. They were further prompted to ask if opening the arterial road would make things better for everyone. And finally, the lobby masqueraded, driving fear into the minds of the protesters that changing nature of protest could take the impact away. The lobby attempting to muddle the peaceful process of mediation ordered by the Supreme Court. Now listen in to this sequence of Shaheen Bagh just 24 hours ago, which exposes the lobby completely.
क्या शाहीन बाग के आंदोलन की जगह बदलने से आंदोलन कमजोर होगा क्या? ये हमारा सवाल है, जवाब किसी को नहीं देना है, वो जवाब से पूछा जाएगा तो आपको एक एक को जवाब देना है, हम सब नोट करेंगे, ठीक है? तो ये पहला सवाल है, क्या शाहीन बाग के आंदोलन की जगह जगह बदलने से आंदोलन कमजोर होगा क्या? ठीक है, ये पहला सवाल है। दूसरा है, अगर जगह बदलने की बात होती है तो हम महिलाओं की हिफाजत की जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? दूसरे सवाल है कि अगर जगह बदलने की बात होती है तो हम महिलाओं की हिफाजत की जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? ये दूसरा सवाल है। तीसरा सवाल है कि आंदोलन की वजह से कुछ पब्लिक को परेशानी हो रही है, इसके बारे में हमें क्या कहना है? क्योंकि जैसे हम बैठे तो कुछ तो हमें अपनी मतलब ट्रैफिक की परेशानी जो भी है वो अपनी अपनी राय होती है, ठीक है। और चौथा सवाल है, आधा रास्ता खोलने से मसला हल होगा?
So after parroting these lines, when the interlocutors landed there to actually find a solution to the problem, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the interlocutors were shouted down.
मेरे वकील जो आए हैं वो कहते हैं रोड खोलने के लिए, तो हम लोग रोड पर कौन तकलीफ के लिए बैठे, वो तकलीफ को मेरे हल कर दे तब रोड खुल जाएगा। इसलिए तो वो रोड को खोल देंगे, जिम्मेदारी उनका खोल देंगे। पूरी रोड पर हम लोग पर बंदूक चलाया था, रोड खोल देंगे, गाड़ी घोड़ा चलेगा, कोई बम गिरा देगा, बंदूक मार देगा, उसकी जिम्मेदारी कौन होगा?
So ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight: do these protesters and does this pseudo lobby has absolutely no respect for the Supreme Court, and has it muddled the mediation process? That's the question and the big debate. Teesta tutors Shaheen. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Dr. Sambit Patra, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Professor Rizwan Kaiser, Head of the Department of History and Culture, Jamia Millia Islamia University. Also joining us tonight is Dr. Shoaib Jamai, Media in Charge of Shaheen Bagh Movement, Sabah Naqvi Senior Journalist, Bahadur Abbas Naqvi Petitioner and Resident of Shaheen Bagh. But tonight, on the standpoint, it will be Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, who will take on Sabah Naqvi. And Sabah Naqvi, I want to ask you, you've covered politics for a long time. What is Teesta Setalwad's claim to fame? It is her position against anti-Modi slogans right since 2002. So when we see her tutoring the protesters, can you still call these protests organic people's protests? Or is this nothing short of muddying the mediation process that has been ordered by the Supreme Court? You know, she's actually coaching the dadis and nanis sitting in Shaheen Bagh.
So a couple of very, very quick points, Navika. First of all, Teesta is not important to these protests at all. She's landed there and she has had her say. That's up to her to do it. And I don't think she's been there frequently in the past. But these are, anyway, these dadis in particular, I will just share this with you, that if you go and talk to any of them, they start yelling at anyone who talks to them. That is the tone, and I would beg you to be sympathetic. That is just the tone with which they talk. I go there and they will start yelling at me. We want CA and NRC. There are three of them, three old ladies who sit there all the time. Anyway, having said that, today is a very significant day. Let us recognize that the anti-CA movement has created a lot of friction in the country. People have been shot dead in Uttar Pradesh. Today in Karnataka, sedition charges have been put on a poet and a journalist. I would expect that the media would ask for repealing of the law of sedition, but you don't do that. It's a British age law. Number two. Number three, the process of mediation as ordered by the Supreme Court has begun. The Shaheen Bagh people have said they look forward to another round of negotiations. Sanjay Hegde and the lady who's gone with him, they have said that they will They have moved. What did you? I don't think. Did you think there would be a polite conversation over here? These are protests. Protests inherently involve slogans, and the slogan is anti-CAA. The Shaheen Bagh is not just a locality in Delhi, which it indeed is. It has become the template for similar protests all over India.
Sabha Naqvi, on the standpoint, it is 90 seconds without interruption, and you've had more than 110 seconds without interruption. So now I just have to interrupt you, and I have to get Dr. Anand Ranganathan to respond. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, what a weak response to the red flag of Teesta Setalvad. Absolutely no explanation there. Nothing about her, nothing about the fact that all the known Modi baiters who do not respect the constitution that allows parliaments to pass laws, the constitution that allows an electoral process to determine a majority, and Prime Minister Modi has come with that majority and put a bill to debate and got the bill passed in parliament, but that's not the constitution for them. The constitution for them is how they describe it in Shaheen Bagh. You actually believe in that?
No, absolutely not. And you've hit the nail on the head, Navika. Good evening. You know, I had expressed my grave displeasure the other day, if you remember, at the SC decision to go for mediation for something that is itself, the SC insinuated to be patently illegal. And now I'm afraid this mediation business is turning into a farce with the entrance of Teesta Setalvad. I mean, that such a person is welcomed in Shaheen Bagh is perhaps its strongest indictment. Her past indiscretions read like the Magna Carta of fraud and lies. Allow me to recount a few. The Supreme Court recently dismissed her petition to unfreeze her bank accounts that were frozen after charges of embezzling funds meant for 2002 riot victims. The funds were allegedly used for alcohol, movies, food and mobile phones. Her NGO trust SCPL was found to have blatantly violated FCRA norms when handed $200,000. A key prosecution witness in the 2002 Best Bakery case, Yasmin Banu, claimed she was lured and misguided and tutored by Teesta Setalvad into giving a false testimony. She is virulently Hindu-phobic and once drew equivalence with an ISIS beheading and Goddess Kali's face mob with a terrorist. She believes, and I quote, minority communalism is not a threat to Indian democracy. Her NGO ran a virulent ad campaign during the 1999 general elections. The 1.4 crore ad campaign was funded by the Congress and the CPIM. She said so herself. She championed the fake church attack narrative and infamously rationalized the burning alive of the Godhra train victims as a reaction to their provoking Muslims by traveling to Ayodhya. This is the history of Teesta Setalvad. Imagine the future of Shaheen Bagh.
Well, your time is up and I'm opening up the debate, and Shoaib Jamai, I want to ask you, in the morning when we broke this story on Times Now, you were in denial. You didn't even want to actually endorse the fact that Teesta Setalvad had been to Shaheen Bagh. Now, we showed you that 66 days that was behind her, the poster, actually was the poster in Shaheen Bagh. You were in denial. Pehle jhoot, uske baad ये ट्यूटरिंग और उसके बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कंटेम्प्ट। ये आप कह रहे हैं लोगों का ऑर्गेनिक पीपल्स प्रोटेस्ट है?
The larger question is that did the
larger question तो बाद में होगा, पहले तो pointed question का जवाब दे दीजिए।
Did the dadis of Shaheen Bagh recognize Teesta Setalvad? The answer is absolutely not. So many activists came there and spoke their heart of it. We didn't stop any one of the activists. If the Teesta Setalvad and Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister or any activist like Yogi Yadav came and want to talk to the protesters from the munch of the Shaheen Bagh, it's an open mic system. Who is going to stop them? But the thing is that did the dadis of Shaheen Bagh repeatedly ask the same question what the Teesta Setalvad had asked them to do? Absolutely not. I was present there with the interlocutors in the munch. Dadis has asked the question which is very much different from the Teesta Setalvad. They have asked why not the representative of the government come to talk to us if your interlocutors come and talk to us with the open munch of the Shaheen Bagh, why not the representative of the government come in the same fashion? That is the very prompt question. And the second question which the Dadis has asked, that we don't have any fight with the Supreme Court or in the interlocutor, we have direct fight with the government. Why government is not ready to negotiate on the issue of CA, NRC and NPR? Blocking road is not a big issue. The big issue is the CA, NPR and NRC. Why government is trying to make that Shaheen Bagh is only about the blocking of the road?
Mask is off, Dr. Sambit Patra. The mask is off. वो कह रहे हैं road blockage 67 days not a problem. People not being able to open their shops not a problem. 100 crores loss not a problem. लेकिन दादीज एंड नानीज डू नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज तीस्ता सीतलवाद, लेकिन उन्हें ढाल बनाया जा रहा है. तो पीछे से कठपुतलियों के तार कोई और खींच रहा है और दादी और नानीज को वहां कठपुतली बनाया जा रहा है. ये औरतें आकर अपनी बात बताती भी नहीं है. उनके लिए आते हैं शोएब जमाई. लेकिन ये लॉबी क्या है? वन यूनिफाइंग फैक्टर ऑफ दिस लॉबी is their anti-Modi credentials.
Navika,
the anti-Modi credentials are absolutely clear, from Teesta Setalvad to Manishankar Iyer to the Katil comments to Teesta Setalvad. Dr. Sambit Patra, is there any doubt in your mind?
Dadis of Shaheen Bagh has a trust on Shoaib Jamai. I am their pota, isn't it? So they trust me. So that I can represent them.
Thank you. Allow me, Potaji.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Navika, first and foremost, we should all respect Dadis. Dadis are good. Dadis are good, but Dadagiri is not good. We all respect Dadis, but the Indian Constitution does not love Dadagiri. Most importantly, today, in fact, the country, the nation was awestruck by the Hunar Haat, you know, the talent, the incredible talent of the minorities, where the Prime Minister went, visited, played some music, had litti chokha. We were equally awestruck by the Hunar of Shaheen Bagh also. The only Hunar, the talent that Shaheen Bagh possesses appears to be misjudging, miscalculating, misinforming and denying even the Supreme Court of the country. I have quick 5 points. I'll take 10 seconds to say that. Number one, all this episode shows one thing. It shows that this is not a sanyog, it is a prayog. It is not just a spontaneous protest, it is a prayog, as the Prime Minister had said. It's an organized protest. Number two, remember the same conspiratorial cabal comprising of Arundhati Rais and Teesta Setalvad, and they're only, remember, as far as Teesta Setalvad is concerned, anti-Modi narrative is Teesta's fiesta. She feasts on anti-Modi narrative. Number three, remember, as far as these dadis are concerned, if these dadis need tutoring from a grand tutor, grand corrupt tutor as Teesta Setalvad, then one thing is quite known over here, that these dadis are just the shields. They don't use their own mind. They don't apply their own mind. They need some people behind the shield to tutor them, to pull their strings. And lastly, Potaji, just allow me to complete.
Why are you blaming the dadis? Dadis have their minds.
So why did
dadis have their spoken their heart.
So why did you call Teesta Setalvad then?
And the interlocutors, Sanjay Hegde, was very impressed. And he says that liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. I was present in front of them.
Can I please speak, sir?
I knew it. And he says that इसका मतलब आज मुझे शाहीन बाग में समझ में आ गया कि वाकई में आप इसको जी रहे हैं.
अरे कोचिंग हो गई है संबित भाई, कोचिंग हो गई है. अब जितना रटा है वो बोलना तो है, बोलने दीजिए ना.
Navika, why don't you go and coach them? There is a women literacy program.
मुझे तो आपने बुलाया नहीं, बुलाया तो तीस्ता सीतलवाद. मुझे बुलाते तो मैं भी बोल देती हूँ उनको.
पद्मजा जी is welcome. Padaja has done a show.
We need to clarify issue a little bit.
An entertaining point.
And I don't understand as to why Mr. Shoaib has to interject everywhere. He should allow others also to speak. You should allow others also to speak.
Everyone recognized her because it's a Hindi channel.
Let me please complete. As far as Teesta,
everyone recognized the Aaj Tak and Anjana Om Kashyap. If you had a Hindi channel, वो सब live देखना चाह रहे हैं. हम जब बात कर रहे हैं वो जानते हैं सच है. अब मुझे भी.
But Sabha, you are never seen in a Hindi channel. No, why is it that Sabha Naqvi is never seen in that channel?
Recorded shows also.
No, by the way, Navika.
You know, why are we digressing from the central point of the debate? The central point of the debate, Rizwan Kaiser, Kaiser, what does Teesta Setalvad represent? Why is Shoaib Jamai Constitution हमें भी इजाजत देता है बोलने की, रिजवान कैसर को भी उन्हें भी बोलने नहीं दीजिए. रिजवान कैसर साहब, Teesta Setalvad represents an anti-Modi lobby and she's standing there and coaching them questions and saying आपका फर्ज है ये पूछना. क्या ये दादीज खुद नहीं बोल सकती हैं अगर ये ऑर्गेनिक प्रोटेस्ट है?
In number one, in the lighter note, इसकी क्रोनोलॉजी समझिए कि तीस्ता सेतलवाद कल और आज इसके संदर्भ में आप बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसकी वजह से आपने पिछले 66 दिनों के इन औरतों के दूसरे लोगों के एजिटेशन पे आप पानी नहीं फेर सकते हैं. नंबर वन, तीस्ता सेतलवाद इज ए फ्री सिटीजन. शी हैज नॉट बीन indicted by any court, and whatever courts have done, it will follow its own course. So she, as a citizen, free citizen, has every right to go wherever. Number
She's
three.
out on anticipatory bail, sir.
Number three, Sanjay.
She's out on anticipatory bail.
Okay.
By the way.
But then that court has granted, not you, not me. Number three. Why?
How that
because
is
of
okay?
Teesta Setalvad or
how that is okay?
We should start demonizing
out on
Shaheen Bagh
anticipatory bail
process.
by indicted
Number
by the High Court of a state.
Number 4.
That is not fine.
No. Navika.
You don't accept.
Sabit allow me my half a minute.
As far as the Supreme Court is concerned, the Supreme Court has also allowed the Gujarat police to conduct the concerned raids.
Allow me my half a minute.
The Supreme Court has not allowed the unfreezing of the bank accounds of Teesta Setalvad. You should inform yourself.
Hegde, they all were very polite, saying that they are going to return to the venue of the protest to speak to all these women and other protesters. Now, Supreme Court is not said repeatedly, Navika, and everybody else said that, even Dr. Anand, it is an illegal protest. Has the Supreme Court said that the protest is illegal? All that the Supreme Court has done is to show the concern about inconvenience caused to commuters.
No,
and
sir.
Supreme
Court
recognized that
has not meant steady words. Supreme Court has said so, sir. You should be reminded. Navika, I would like to remind, sir, as to what the Supreme Court has said about the protest. No, let me remind you. Supreme Court has said 3 things. I would like to remind you, sir. Number one, the Supreme Court has unequivocally said that democracy has its limits.
Rizwan Kaiser, you are a learned man. I want to ask you, this entire protest is about saving the Constitution? Is it about saving the Constitution, yes or no? Is it about saving the Constitution?
It is all about laws being made in the light of the Constitution, not by passing it.
All right, so it is about saving the Constitution?
Yeah.
All right. The Constitution allows for free and fair elections. Who got the majority in the election?
Fair enough.
Who got it?
Yeah, BJP has it.
BJP and Mr. Modi?
Mr.
As
Modi
the leader
has
of the
it.
BJP?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He got 303 seats.
He has.
Who has the mandate of enacting the law?
The Parliament has.
The Parliament has.
Parliament has.
And in the Parliament, was the CAA debated or not debated?
Done.
It was?
And I will answer.
All right. All
no,
right.
You allow
now,
me
if
my
the
time.
government...
You
No.
allow me
so
my
allow
time,
me to
Navika.
ask the question.
Please ask.
The question is...
You can protest against the
You
law
protest,
passed by
no,
the Parliament.
So follow the law. Follow the law. Who is asking you not to protest? आप जाइए, follow the law. Go to Ramlila Maidan. Go to Jantar Mantar. Protest.
Then why are
nobody is taking away your right? But why do the protests have to follow a template?
Navika,
a template that Sama Naqvi talks about. A template is being said. Why? Because you are an anti-Modi lobby. Otherwise, wait for your turn. Protest till 2024, and in 2024, vote against the BJP and remove them.
No.
That's the constitutional process.
Hold it, Navika, very quickly. Keep facts in mind. If anybody wanted to be anti-Modi, one would have been protesting
Navika,
against several of his policies. No. I think ever since CAB was enacted and it became CAA, people have started protesting. The protest against a particular law, the same constitution empowers the Supreme Court to scrutinize whatever law that is enacted.
And the Supreme Court is doing that. It hasn't stayed.
Supreme Court has not declared any
Dr.
protest
Anand Ranganathan, I'm coming to you, Sabir Bhatta. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, has the Supreme Court so far stayed the law as it has been passed by the Parliament? It hasn't. The Supreme Court has noted the fact that Aam Aadmi is facing inconveniences. Yes, it has said that. It has stated that there is a right to protest. But can they break the law? Can they break the constitution when there is no say and say कि हम ये law नहीं मानेंगे, अब अमित शाह मोदी आकर हमसे माफी मांगे, law वापस ले, तभी हम interlocutors के साथ बात करेंगे. Who is blackmailing here?
Protesters can say anything, but then the process will follow. And to declare it illegal, Dr. Anand, I think he's a Supreme Court judge. We all should abide and bow to him, abide by his pronouncements.
Please do not interrupt.
Yeah, sure. Only you have a right to interrupt others.
Navika, looks like one panelist was saying, please do not mind the Shaheen Bagh Dadis, they yell as it is. I think one of the Shaheen Bagh Dadis here in your panel. Now please,
like you.
I was silent when you were speaking. Give others a chance. Please be quiet. You don't earn any more points by shouting and heckling.
Sure.
Now, Navika, the question was asked to me and let me answer it unequivocally. The Supreme Court has completely, in not as many words, but said that these protests are illegal. Has this gentleman even read the order? It has said that can you actually block the road?
I want to raise
can you block the road and hold
I was present at the courtroom.
Navika, I cannot continue.
Day before yesterday in the Supreme Court.
I cannot continue.
Yeah, the observation said, the observation, 1 minute, can I speak? The observation said that it does cause inconvenience to the armed army. That is what the Supreme Court said. Anand Raghunathan, go on. They haven't given their verdict, but they have said that nobody has the right to inconvenience the public.
No, Justice Call has said that even if the law is passed by the two houses of the parliament, in every Indian has the right to protest. But
they have also said nobody has the right to inconvenience the armed army. Why don't you understand that? Why do you have a selective hearing? That is exactly the point. That is exactly. 1 minute.
Justice Call has said that I am concerned about the road.
Shoaib Jamai, calm down. Calm down.
Calm down.
Allow him to complete.
But what are the other alternatives? Can the government have any answer for that?
Allow Anand Raghunathan to complete his sentence.
That's why you have to interrupt.
Impudent man's heckling.
You are the serial liar.
No, you don't have to interrupt. Stop. I know you are studying for heckling honors. Be quiet now.
And the country wants to know, why are you doing so intentionally?
The country also wants to know a lot of
this is the reason why they come to the studios. They want to convert your studios into Shaheen Bagh.
No, don't convert into JNU. Don't come with a bat and stick and acid.
And tomorrow,
I'm not feeling safe,
they will do a dharna. And then you would have to go to Supreme Court to clear it off. This is sickening. I mean, they have no common sense. They have no manners. Just be quiet. Who is this? Who is this idiot?
नहीं आप बोलिए आनंद रघुनाथन.
Don't cross your limits.
आप बोलिए आनंद रघुनाथन.
Don't cross your limits. I am Shoaib Jamai. Nation knows me very well. Who are you? Are you an idiotic face coming to Times Now?
Shoaib Jamai, I will not allow you to insult my panelists. Shoaib Jamai, I will not allow you to insult my panelists.
You will see my rebuttal.
1 minute.
No,
1 minute. You calm down. You follow the rules of the debate. Or Mr. Shoaib Jamai, I will have to ask you to apologize to my panelists. You cannot call anybody names. This is a national channel, and we all follow certain courtesies. Now calm down. Now calm down.
Okay,
allow him to respond. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
As I was saying, only a person who is not well versed with the law would say that this protest is legal. As you were saying, Navika, the loss has been more than 100 crores. For more than 60 days, they have blocked a main passageway. They have inconvenienced lakhs of people. How is it possible that in this country, people don't understand this logic? How is it possible? I mean, this is the strongest indictment of the education system. When these people believe they can just sit at a public road and block it and still think they are not doing anything illegal. How?
So Sabha Naqvi, let me also read out a few facts to you. The facts are, on 14th of January in Shaheen Bagh, there was Mani Shankar Iyer. And what did he say? Let's see who is more powerful, we or the Qatil. Then 14th January at Shaheen Bagh was Waris Pathan, who said, impose fall silent or we'll become violent. On 12th of January in Shaheen Bagh, Shashi Tharoor said center's move marginalizes one community. And 10th of February, it was Mr. Khurshid who chanted the Azadi Naras with a child in front of him. And I want to ask you, Sabha Naqvi, using women as a front, using children, is this not against the Constitution? That doesn't bother you. That doesn't bother anybody there. What bothers you is the fact that the law hasn't been taken back. Even after the Supreme Court hasn't stated, it will give its verdict when it comes. Let's all follow the due process of law.
I would like to, if you'd allow me to answer you in a sensible way, you said that it's anti-Modi. To an extent, that is indeed true. There is a large section of India that did not vote for the BJP, and there is a feeling, and out of that almost all the minorities did not. So there is indeed a feeling that the country is being reshaped in ways where minorities are being excluded from that. That is the sentiment.
Navika.
I don't think anybody here will disagree with me on that. There is a belief of that happening, which is the reason for this. Now, the Congress is nothing in Delhi. If those guys want to come and get some publicity from being in Shaheen Bagh, you cannot blame the local women who first sat down. And they sat down because of the violence in Jamia. We all know that. There was a crack, which is right around the corner. Because of the violence of students in Jamia, so they sat down. It was the sort of trigger for all the things that happened. There is, I agree, I don't know why Rizwan Kaisar went around denying. Of course, people are anti-Modi to the extent they are anti-BJP. They believe this government is out to make non-citizens out of the minority community. That is what drives the Shaheen Bagh.
Navika, I need to come in.
So Dr. Sambit Patra, it's official now. So Teesta Setalvad, most welcome. Mani Shankar Iyer, who calls the Prime Minister Neech and Chai Wala to Chai Bait, are all welcome there. They are the poster boys and girls of this entire protest. You know, they're talking about dadis and nanis, fair enough, but the dadis and nanis actually haven't had a voice of their own anywhere. There are these appointed conscience keepers who come here. But Dr. Sambit Patra, one minute, Dr.
Dadis were permanent there. They were the real face of Shaheen Bagh movement, isn't it?
अच्छा पोता जी, सब कुछ आपको मिलेगा उसके बाद. दादियाँ
आपको बुला रही है नाविका जी.
Can we also speak?
बोलिए.
Please, let's not demean this debate. Thank you. To Sabha Naqvi, in fact, let me debate with Sabha Naqvi. Sabha's point is absolutely right. That this is, in fact, a conglomeration of people who are against Modi's narrative, not from today, since many, many, many years. And in fact, these are the same people who were shouting against Modi in 2002, same people who did not want visa to be granted to Mr. Modi, the same people who did not want Modi to become the Prime Minister. She is absolutely right, and we don't need a rocket science to see through as to what is happening in Shaheen Bagh, number one. Number two, I have an important point. When Sabha says that, look, I mean, Modi is autocratic and he is changing the shape of India vis-a-vis the minorities, I would just contradict this. Imagine what happened in UPA regime when Ramdev was sitting in a designated place for protest. He was sitting in Ramlila Maidan. Suddenly, in the middle of night, police enters, kills a woman called as Rajbala. That is autocratic. That is Nazism. That is Hitler-like. Contrary to that, we have a Prime Minister, we have a Home Minister, we have a government who is talking to you, who does not want to take on batons, who does not want to enter and in fact injure anyone, the dadis or the children or anyone. And in fact, we are deviating from the debate when we are discussing about CAA. Remember, the interlocutors have gone to Shaheen Bagh not to discuss CAA. They have been sent there by the Supreme Court to discuss about the opening of the roads. Three things were mentioned by the Supreme Court. Number one, the Supreme Court says...
So go and fight your case in the court.
Isn't it?
Exactly, Dr. Sambit Patra is right.
Very right.
The interlocutors have no mandate to discuss the merits of the protest or the merits of the law. All that they are there to do is to find out if there can be a solution to moving the protest to another location so that common citizens are not affected day after day after day. But ladies and gentlemen, just before that, there is Teesta Setalvad and her coaching classes. And those coaching classes actually are telling the dadis and nanis how not to get up, how to raise questions about how their protest will be affected if the location is changed. What about women's security? What about women's security in Ram Leela Maidan or Jantar Mantar? Because the security is only 24/7 in Shaheen Bagh, where Sabha Naqvi says round the corner were lathi charges of the police. They feel more secure there than anywhere else in Delhi. It's a complete sham, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to wait and watch whether this entire interlocutor experiment of the Supreme Court works at all. But in this situation, can the merits of the CAA be discussed on the streets, or will they be discussed and passed in Parliament or in the Supreme Court? And is this just pure and blatant blackmail in Shaheen Bagh? Think about it. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1. Debate number 2 on the other side.